What's up, everybody? This is John Delarie. Thanks for watching the Big Roofs podcast. Today, we have a special guest, Levi Ostlund. I said it right this time. Thanks for coming on, Levi. How are you doing?
I am great, brother. How are you doing this morning?
Very good. Our kids went to school for the first time. They've been homeschooled. We have a 9, 7, and 5-year-old, and they've been homeschooled their whole life. And so my wife is amazing, and she has had an emotional week. It's only Tuesday, and it's we have an amazing situation where we can just ride a golf cart and take them to school. But yeah, that's how I'm doing today. There's no children running on screen right now. That's what's happening. It's very
my kids. I'm in Washington right now. I actually live in Texas, but we're up here visiting family for the summer, and we got 2 days until we drive back to Texas. But they're with my aunt. She's a school teacher.
Nice.
It's a high school. She actually has like the sweetest job. But she took the boys to school with her this morning to show them around and introduce them to all of the teachers that I knew when I was in high school.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Cool. So in Washington, you reside in Texas. What do you do for work in Texas?
Yeah, so I work for Local Legends. I started it in March. We do marketing for home service businesses.
Cool. Any particular thing that you do differently than other people, or you tell me about your background a little bit, like where specifically in the roofing space that's helpful for our listeners.
Yeah, so I started construction when I was a little kid. I started paving driveways with my grandpa when I was like 8 years old.
That's cool.
In Idaho. I remember like this one time I was like 8, it was like 125 out, and we got there to the job at 5 a.m, and we worked until like late at night. And I think I took like 4 naps in the truck, but I was out there with the guys paving and using the rakes and stuff. So like, yeah, I started out doing the actual work. I actually joined the unions. I've owned my own concrete companies. But the biggest struggle of everything that I've ever done was marketing. And I got ripped off by multiple dudes for websites, for services. And, I just started doing my own thing. Like, I'm going to learn how to build a website. Oh, I'm going to learn how to do SEO. Oh, I'm going to learn how to do Google Ads. And man, in the last 15 years, I've spent probably over like $25,000 in courses to teach myself. What's funny is I actually graduated high school by paying my friends, and I had like a 5th grade reading level when I graduated. And I just woke up one day. I was like, you know what? I'm going to start reading. I want to become really smart. And that's when I just started doing my own thing, and here I am today. Like, what we do different at Local Legends is I take all my experience in construction because I've sold my own jobs. I've dealt with customers' pain points and everything. And so I know what it takes to be a contractor. And so I always have that in mind. But then I also know the pain points of a homeowner. And so we bring that into the marketing, like photos, and we can talk about that later. But so we do LSA really good. And then I have a strategy with our socials, with our Facebook ads and stuff that we do to help push our local SEO and our LSAs up really high. And nobody else has this strategy. So yeah, that's what we do different.
Here's how roofers make it home for dinner every single night without losing a single sale, even when they're one-man shows. Automate your communication with ProLine, the only communication-first CRM for roofers. Because when you fix your communication, you'll sell more jobs. Your weekends will smell more like sunscreen and backyard barbecues than that crappy gas station coffee. And all you got to do is ask these roofers.
Where we had about 200% growth, and I attribute that to incorporating ProLine.
But just with one automation, I was able to get 25 Google reviews.
It's been absolutely insane how quickly we were able to grow.
Now, ProLine's not going to win the beauty pageant, but it will save your Saturday. Now, back to the show. That's awesome. LSA is always a big challenge for a lot of people, including me. We've had a chat earlier, and I'm like, that's very intriguing of how, before I sold my roofing business, I wasn't doing LSA well. I started out doing LSA really well because I was like forward thinking, getting tons of great quality leads with it. But towards the end of my business, it was not really one of the best lead sources for us. So that's really cool that you're kind of have that, competitive advantage with that. Kind of moving towards like our first real big topic. It's really generic, but it's like people need to know this. Like, what is the biggest mistake that you see with like local businesses and their marketing, and really what should they do instead? So there's the mistake, and then like what they could do better.
Yeah. The first thing, man, actually isn't a simple question.
No.
It's a really loaded question. Cause like, you can get a contractor that has a CRM and he doesn't even use it. Right.
Yep.
So then his marketing just lacks because he's not even understanding where his jobs are coming from or whatever. One of my favorite tools is CompanyCam, and like every contractor I know uses CompanyCam, but they don't utilize it. It's like you're sitting on a gold mine of SEO. You're sitting on a gold mine of just drowning the socials, your internet, your website with a gold mine of photos. A lot of these guys don't even take photos. So it's a really packed question because...
Well, let's break that down then. That's great because I also love CompanyCam. We had Luke on the podcast last week where we recorded. And I think it's one of the most powerful tools that any size contractor can use. I know some people want, just side note, some people want that single user option now. CompanyCam, if you're listening, I had like so many questions about that. But I genuinely think it's maybe the best start for someone's business is CompanyCam because of it's just so simplistic. Do you hold a smartphone in your hand all day? Yes, you do. Should you take pictures of every part of the inspection, the install, the final product? Yes, you should. It's such a really powerful tool. So tell me how people are using CompanyCam, but they should be doing this instead. So are they, what I saw is people they're taking some pictures. They're not taking enough pictures, not taking the right pictures. That's one thing that I saw a lot.
Yeah. Okay. First, I just want to say, I want a single user of CompanyCam because I want to do my marketing with it for my company. And it would be great because then I can categorize everything on there and have I love CompanyCam. But man, first off, guys just need to use CompanyCam. Like if they got it set up, they just need to use it, right? Like first off, step number one is like the macro goal is, hey, I got CompanyCam to implement into my company. That's the big goal, right? Well, then we got to break that down and little microchips of goals. Like, hey, let's get a process here and what our roof inspection looks like. I'm going to name drop like Dima right now because Dima's doing this SEO thing for YouTube videos, right? I've been telling my contractors that have CompanyCam, like, bro, you go on one inspection a day. Let's just take one guy, small. He goes on one inspection a day. Dude, you go out and give an inspection. You got 15 videos in one inspection. You got 20 photos. Like, even if you're walking around the house and you see rotted fascia, rotted siding, a rotted door because they don't have gutters. And you know what this stuff is. Like, those are photos you can talk about. Those are videos you can have a video about why the fascia's rotted out or why a pipe boot's going bad. And now you have thousands. You do this for 365 days a year and you go on, and you're doing 2 different little videos on each inspection, doing 20 photos. You got thousands of photos. Like you're 1,000 miles ahead of the competition. And now I could post 3 or 4 times a day on my socials. That's the start, and then moving out into production, building out the checklist in CompanyCam, doing maybe the customer portal to show the customer a roof inspection. And that's one thing I love is the checklists for inspections that make your sales reps do the checklist of the inspection. They can't move forward if they don't do certain things. And I know companies that actually will not allow that job to start until the full checklist is done.
Yep. It's honestly the way it should be. Having checklists for every part of the process is really important. I mean, you talk about landscape, lights, cracks in the driveway, scratch screens, like all kinds of things that you can turn from a bad thing to a really good thing. So if you are taking those pictures consistently at the right time, they're time stamped. And if you're just a one-man show, you just need to stay at that job a little bit longer for the inspection and show them to the customer, or create a document and send them, hey, this is the report right that day, right that moment. So whether the homeowner's physically there or not, you need to what I use CompanyCam for is like bringing them up on the roof. Like, okay, so like you talked about like rotten doors and rotten fascia. Well, I don't do rotten doors. Doesn't matter. You are being helpful as a contractor. Say, hey, you definitely should have some partners that you work with if you don't offer these services, so you can actually provide value. But like, hey, when the roof stops leaking, it's going to stop rotting this, and this. These are some problems that you have in your house. You can show that in use your technology to actually show that with pictures. Pictures are so important. And that's just, you haven't even started to do the job yet, but you're differentiating yourself from everyone else because you're providing value. That's what we always focus on. Like, you have to do all these pictures. We gave a quantity of pictures, and that would really help. Like, we just like take pictures of literally everything, the neighbor's tree, whatever it is. They do all of it so that you can show that you care to the homeowner, but also that you can protect your company from any potential expenses.
To add to that, like, and it's not even about the customer. Also, it's about, let's say I don't sell the job. Who cares? I just got 30 photos and 3 videos about different issues. And now I could post on my GMB, my social, about why this door's rotted. Yeah, I don't do doors, but guess what? The door's water because they ain't got gutters, or the gutter was leaking. It's running, hitting the thing, and it's rotting out the door jamb. That's a perfect post. Money keyword, about leaky gutters, how this, or the drip edge was installed wrong, or whatever it is. Maybe there's a leak in the roof and it's going through the soffit and it's bouncing down and rotting the door. There's a story, money keywords, and now I can get myself to rank for this stuff.
Yep. And so just like, we're talking about this a lot, but let's not dance around it. Every small business has to film video content all the time. Like, you should be doing it all the time, every single day.
Yeah. When I think about CompanyCam and pictures and videos, I'm thinking about the story, and I think it's the book Think and Grow Rich, where the dude was like a foot away from gold and he gave up. And anybody that has CompanyCam and they're not using it for the full freaking potential, you're like 2 feet away from the gold mine. Because here's the thing, right? Like, if we were talking 2 years ago, John, like, it's still great, but guess what? 2025 and 2026, if you're a roofing contractor or home service business, the future of marketing is still the same stuff. The websites, the SEO, the Google ads, the LSA ads, Bing ads, whatever, Facebook ads. But the real future is AI and video. TikTok's taken over. You guys can Google this after we get off, but TikTok just put out a job for search, to find somebody that can build out a search platform on their TikTok to compete with Google.
Love that.
That's a job that they just released, applications for. So this is the future is video. Instagram is now indexable in Google, like started like at the beginning of this month. That's
awesome. I did not know that.
Video is taken over. And if you Google roof repair in your city, scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see short videos.
Yep.
What was that there 6 months ago? No,
Nope.
It was not. But guess what? And I'm going to just let you all know that why does Google have it at the bottom right now? Well, there's a couple things about Google. One, their release dates for, I'm going to give you all a little cool thing. LSA, if they're going to roll out something, they roll it out in California. If California works, then they roll it out to Florida. And then if that works, they roll it out to the rest of the country.
Cool. Then I know that.
They do the similar thing with Google SEO and organic search. So guess what? They're doing it to the whole nation right now of having videos at the bottom of the SERP on the first page. Guess what's going to happen by the end of 2026? That's going to be moved up. It might even be below the map pack.
Yeah, I would see that definite possibility because people want to consume videos. Like humans have a very short attention span. They don't want to read anything, even if it's 2 sentences. They want to see helpful. They want their question answered with a video every single time.
So to just rewind, the number one step for starting, the biggest pain point for contractors is photos and documentation and all this stuff for marketing. It's key for moving in the future. The question was about marketing mistakes, or what was the question again? The original one?
Yeah, like what's the biggest mistake, and then what should they do instead?
Yeah, take a lot of pictures and videos. You got every time you're on a roof. And secondly, if you're a one-man show or a two-man show, like you need to just nut up and do the job and do what you want your sales rep to do so that you can implement that so that they will do it. You know, they're going to be followers of the master, and the master needs to master it.
Yep. You have to lead. You can't just say, I'm going to hire somebody and they'll do it. They're not going to care as much as you. Even one thing that we did every about 6 months is that we hired a videographer to come to our office, and we filmed videos, like updated videos of us saying, hey, I'm John. I'll be inspecting your roof today. This is what to expect on inspection day. And then we clip to B-roll, and this is what show us climbing the roof, show us flying the drone, show the report. And every single new prospect would get a video of every single sales rep that we had individualized so that they already knew that person and the brand before that person.
Genius.
We got there. We've been doing that for a long time. And like ProLine makes it really easy because it's automated, because like any website form happens, that's happening. Whoever the lead gets assigned to, that video is getting sent text and email directly from the sales rep's phone number to that homeowner. So they're like, oh, I know John. So my goal was every time a customer opened the door, like, oh, hey, John. And it caught me off guard at first. And I realized they're like, oh no, I've seen all your videos. I've watched them all. So I know who you are. I know like that you have a good reputation. And we would sometimes sell jobs without, like, they wouldn't even think for 2 minutes after we send the proposal. Like, oh, we already know good. We're going to go with you. Because you have taken it's not just, oh, your video is so amazing, because the other companies were doing the same thing. They're providing the same service. They have great 5-star reviews. We were showing the customer with video why we're different and why we care more, because we're willing to take those steps to show that personal connection. And it's really important that it comes from the sales rep's phone number, not some random company number. It's like, oh, I know John. John's been texting me. Like, that's really, really, that's the differentiator of what ProLine does with automations. But like, that's really important for human interaction. We want to feel connected to that person.
Yeah. That brings us into the consumer mindset. And how I was talking about, like, I think about consumers when I do my marketing. I base everything off of Black Friday at Walmart 20 years ago when people were getting murdered. Because I don't care who you are, you're a consumer that would trample somebody for something at some point in your life if you had the opportunity to. There's a reason why people give bad reviews over stupid stuff, or you're sitting at the dinner table with your buddy and his fork was bent a little bit. He's mad that his fork's jacked up, right? So we got to bring that into our marketing, and we got to ease those pain points. And so that's the beginning of any business. How can I'm going to sell roofs. Yeah. Well, how can you ease the pain for every client that you do? That's it. How can I do that? Well, CompanyCam does that. Your CRM does that. The stuff that you're talking about, sending, and I've talked about this for years. Like when I ran my concrete company, this is 15 years ago. I would not book an appointment over the phone with them. I did it all like this. They'd call in and they're like, hey, I want to book an appointment with you. I'm like, that's awesome. I found that most clients like to just get on my calendar and book their own appointment. Can I send you my calendar link? Is this your cell phone? And they're like, that'd be great. But before we get off the phone, tell me a little bit about your project. And then they'll talk to me about it. And, we're talking about it. And then I'm like, cool, I'm going to send you that link when we get off the phone. Guess what? When I send them that link and they go to it, it has a whole thing about me with like a video and
Yep.
all this stuff. Bro, I was closing 90%. These people love me. I'm like $5,000-$10,000 more than all the other concrete contractors that
Same.
was getting prices.
Same.
It is absolutely a necessity to have video, to have these systems in place, and start when you're small, because then you can just implement it when you have one dude or 5 sales guys and they're doing it. But, we're in this, I know guys that have sales guys and their whole goal is to make them great, right? And for me, I see it as residual income, right? If I make this video right now and I post it on my social or I have this automation, it's just residual income. It's going to bring you income, and you already made it. It's just coming in now because you're doing the right thing.
Yep. Your technology should be doing something for you. We didn't get into small business, whatever, roofing, whatever it is, so that we could just pay for technology every month. Like that's not what we signed up for. But you should be choosing the apps and the technology, the CRMs, whatever you're choosing. It should be actually doing something for you. It should be saving you time and making you money. Those are the things. And I love that residual income. That is exactly right. Like the CRM should be doing something for you. CompanyCam should be doing something for, like your measurement app should be doing something for you. It's very easy for most things. Okay, well, I order an Eagle View. Great. It saved me time. I know my measurements are accurate. I know I can order from those measurements. It saves you money because you're not going to order the wrong material, or you're not going to send the wrong proposal because that technology made your life better. You should be thinking about all kinds of like tech like that. That's the lens it should be. Oh, it makes me feel good. That's not a good reason to have technology. It should be doing something for you and making your team more efficient and more effective. Should make their days better.
To me, when I talk about branding to my clients or anybody, like that's a part of branding, right? Like you could be doing it on a piece of paper or a spreadsheet or a CRM that's got the integrations. Which one's going to give your customers a better experience when you're busy? When a storm hits and you got 100 leads, is your customers going to get treated well? Are you going to miss anybody? That's branding right there, right? Like, how badass am I? Is every customer matter? Do I handle every customer like my grandma?
No. Or do you? Or yes.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Or do you just like, oh, that's right, we didn't get to that one. Oh, and sales reps do this a lot.
Yep.
But that's because, here's the thing. I believe that companies need to have processes with their sales reps and teach them how to be organized. This is exactly what your job. If you're doing retail, hear me out on this. Like, if you're doing retail, your sales reps need to have a process.
Yep.
Not just a good sales process. I'm talking about a day-to-day, being organized, communicating with their customers, and actually teaching them. Because, here's the thing, John, you were a founder of a roofing company, right?
Yep.
You probably built on referrals.
Started out, actually talking about kind of going to the next question, like what would you do if you started from scratch? Like I started from scratch. I did have referrals, but I also was really aware that I had to beat my competition with marketing. So like that was actually a huge part of my success, because people thought I was a bigger company from day one. Like that was a really big thing, and I treated my customers really well. That was 10 years ago.
This is great. Segue. So, if you're starting from scratch, it's, it's crazy because like 2 years ago, it's different than it is now. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like it's a rat race now. Like Google ads ain't even good. Facebook ads, they're crap in most cities. So this is the first thing, is have a good website. You got to have a website. Secondly, have your socials. Here's the main socials you need: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, your Google My Business, Google Business Profile, and LinkedIn. Here's the reason why. Because if you're posting on these, now we're taking our photos, Remember, you're going out taking your photos.
That's right.
We're going to be posting on, we get a social, I have a social poster, and so my clients are all scheduled out for 52 weeks already. So the first month that you become my client, I schedule out 52 posts every day of the week. It depends on the packages you get, but if you're on my bigger package, you got a post coming out every day of the week. They're not like, and that's just with me pulling pictures from your CompanyCam and everything, from roof repair, whatever it is. So we're posting on all of these. So guess what? In the first 3 weeks, I have 52 posts already scheduled. Now we don't have to worry about that. We can worry about blogs. We can worry about more video content. We can think about more stuff that is going to make them grow. So going back to the original website and having these socials and taking a lot of pictures, building relationships is key for first timers. Like, if you just show up in a town and you ain't got nothing and you don't know nobody, well, you need to be nice and get out of your shell. You're shaking hands at the grocery store, saying hi to people. You're knocking on doors. You're going to real estate agents. You're going to insurance agents. You're going to local contractors, whatever it is. You're going to B&I groups. Join the Chamber of Commerce. If you hear anything, join the Chamber of Commerce. Go to B&Is. Find those networking groups. Become friends. Get inspections. It's the best thing you can do. Look, did you ever see that show, The Billionaire Show, where they took like these billionaires and dropped them off somewhere and they had to make money? Grant Cardone did it. Did you ever see that?
Oh, no. I know what you're talking about, though. Yeah.
So one thing that all of them did is they went and mingled with people in the town, and then they started connecting and making deals. It all starts with people. Everything starts with people.
Yep. I love that. It's something I would say it's one of my biggest weaknesses. I mean, I relied heavily on postcards, door hangers, yard signs, vehicle wraps, and a good website. I had a good website from day one. I was a really big thing. I always worked on that as well. But yeah, I think you're right. Like, people want to work with people. I had some of my realtors can be difficult to work with. Insurance agents can be difficult to work with. But if you find the right people who you are willing to go the extra mile for, they will go the extra mile for you. I mean, we had some realtors send us hundreds of thousands of dollars of work just because of real, not just inspections, but actual sold jobs. And you got to work with the best people and over deliver and give an amazing, delightful experience with all those partners. Like, that's super important.
Yeah. Talk budget for all these things, like in the steps, right? Website, business cards, your logo matters. Our logo absolutely matters in 2025. And here's the reason why. I go search Joe's Roofing, right, in a city, and Joe's Roofing, and there's 5 other roofers, and they all got this stupid ass logo with a roof over the top of it, and maybe a window on it, right? They all look the same. If I got a challenge for everybody, you go right click on an image on Google, go to inspect, and it's going to inspect the internet for all of the things that look like that photo. Okay. So guess what? If your logo looks the same as everybody else's logo, Google's going to see you as every other roofer.
Guilty. It's the Triangle Club, as they're called. Like, everybody's got some logo the same. It's blue, navy blue, red, black, white, now lime green. Everybody's lime green. Yeah, you're exactly right. Like, you must think of a unique name. You must think of unique color scheme. The logo must be very unique. I know you're talking about from Google's perspective, but from the human perspective, they also want to be what is this? Why is there a peach on this? Like, who cares about this like little animal mascot? That people do. People love that.
That goes into the case like Dan at Kick Charge.
Yep.
Like, these guys are badasses, right? Like,
yep.
They're creating brands that stand out. That, like, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you get a wrap truck with something like Dan does, you're gonna be driving around town and people are gonna think you're a freaking legend. right?
I know. So in Savannah, it's like so funny because there are about a half dozen companies that have used KickCharge, and I know it because I went on their website and double checked. And it's like they have a signature look, but it is so unique and so professional. And I really regret not doing a full wrap on our vehicles. I know it's super expensive. I get that. But like we could have done it in probably year 2 or 3. And I really regret not doing that. Not having a really good brand, a really good logo, a really good color scheme, and fully wrapping my vehicles. Because you're exactly right. You will look like a legend if you completely go all in on that kind of marketing.
Step 1, come up with your company name, make it legendary. Okay. Step 2, because you're probably not going to be able to hire KickCharge right out of the gate. You can find I got a guy or a chick on Fiverr that can do pretty good stuff. Like Dan, if you're listening to this, like she can't compare to Dan at KickCharge. She makes good stuff that could it's like the Walmart version of like something great at Costco, but it's still going to be great for starting out, and it's still going to set me apart. So then I send that to my local wrap guy, have him make me something. I'm going to stand out. And then I make that macro goal of like 5 years from now, I'm going to have Dan from KickCharge make me more badass with the brand that I've already created. That's what you got to have in mind. Then secondly, when you're doing the wrap and you're like, hey, it's going to cost me, you do the math, get a Excel sheet. I got this guy on Fiverr. He's going to cost me $200. I call around to all the wrap stores. Hey, how much would it charge to give me a wrap? I know now it's going to cost me $2,500. Okay. My goal is get the logo done. Got to get that done. 5 weeks from now, if I get a job, I'm going to take out to do my wrap. Here's the thing. I'm going to give you all my one thing that makes me think as a marketer is, if any women are listening to this, please don't take it sexist. I think of everybody as a married person and the woman that thinks about everything. Like she sees a brand, she ain't going to just make a decision off of that brand. Like just seeing it one time, it adds up and it adds up and it adds up. And then when her and her husband are having pillow talk, they're talking about roofers and she's going to remember, not the guy. Most of the time, the guy don't remember crap. He could see the same truck every day and he probably won't even say nothing. She'd be like, oh, I've seen this roofer around town. Hey, check him out. So then the husband will take the initiative and go check it out, call up, be like, hey, my wife's seen you around, Facebook, all this stuff. She says you're pretty reputable, Then the guy makes it, the women and the husband make the decision together. But that's kind of the process. Women are way more thinkers like that. They're going to see that and they're going to be like, this guy's good. Guys see a company truck and I'm like, oh, that's a cool wrap. And then maybe think about it. So that's when you're thinking about marketing, you're thinking about if you're married, what would my wife think about this logo? Am I going to wow her? Are we going to drive by and she sees the company truck and she'd be like, that's pretty badass. That's what I want.
Yeah. So, and also I find a lot of like just color schemes. Like you have to understand who your ideal customer is. Like who is reaching out to you? Who is making those decisions? Like that doesn't matter. It changes from market to market. What's the age group? Are they married? Do they have kids? Are they retired? Do you want to do complex roofs? Do you want to do simple roofs? What's good for your ideal customer? I see for branding and marketing, I see a lot of guys who are like, they're just men, and they love guns. They love all the aggressive, manly things. Do not market that way. To your point, if you market yourself like red and black with chain link fence and like a bulldog yelling, like it's not going to work. You're going to struggle with that brand because you're only targeting other super manly men. That's fine. But guess what? To your point, usually the decision is together and you're going to probably go inspect a roof. If that spouse is stay at home, you're probably going to be, you need to make them feel comfortable. And for us, at least in the South, in our 2 markets, it was mainly a sales rep meeting a wife. And that is, you need to be very approachable. That's the word. You need to be approachable. Your brand needs to be approachable. It needs to be like, oh, I trust this person, but I'm not scared of them. There's nothing kind of off with them. Your brand, I mean, like, shout out to, I think it's like Roof Pups. Roof Pups is like in Atlanta. It's one of Lance Bachman's like PE things, but one of the guys in Atlanta that I know of, I don't really know him personally, but he had like a really traditional logo, great business. He joined the Roof Pups, and like, it's the most approachable logo mascot ever. No one's going to feel intimidated, but it's definitely professional. Like, don't intimidate your clients.
Yeah.
Don't intimidate them.
On the topic of manly man, like, all men are soft. So like having a cute little puppy dog or a cute little teddy bear, or man, like that surfer, I just seen Dan post like this guy on a surfboard. Like, I don't care if you just crawled out of your mom's crazy 500-acre woods and all you've done your whole life since you were 2 years old, shoot shotguns and kill pigeons. Like, you see a dude on a surfboard and you're gonna be like, damn, that's pretty damn cool. What is that? I want to try that, right? Like,
sure.
That's just a human nature, going back to that consumer mindset. When you have something cute and fuzzy, like, I don't care who you are, bro. You go look at a puppy. I don't care if it's one of those naked Chihuahua things and you're holding the puppy in your arms. I don't care who you are. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, it's a little puppy, right? It's just a human nature. So yes, you want a relatable brand. So going on to budget, that's the first step: website, logo, and a truck wrap, and doing signs. Every time you do a build, have a sign out.
Yep.
Now, if you have money, like let's say you got budget, because you're like, if you're just starting off bootstraps, that's what you need to do right there. But if you come in it with some money, then you got marketing. What are you going to spend for ad spend? What do you want to spend for this? What do you want to spend for this? And you need, like, I can't tell you what to spend on it. Like, now, if I knew where you were at and I was talking to that person, I could tell them where to maybe start. But it all depends on how much money you have a monthly.
Yep, that makes sense. Well, we've been talking for half an hour about really cool marketing ideas. Levi, what is the best way people can get a hold of you? Where are you at?
Yeah, you can get me on my phone number, 936-900-1248. Text me, or you can get on my website, locallegends.marketing. Facebook, I'm just Levi Ostlund on Facebook. I'm not too hard to get. You can pretty much reach out to me wherever.
Love it, man. Well, thanks again for coming on Big Roofs Podcast today. And any last words before we go?
No. Last thing is, you mentioned we didn't ever get to the question, but what's the best marketing source? It's LSA.
And you do. This will be a teaser. You have a great strategy that I have not seen before and is working really well. So again, thanks Levi for coming on, and thanks everybody for watching the Big Roofs Podcast.